Everyone, welcome back. So I've got a little tech issue here, but I'm just going to go live anyway until I figure it out. I'm working on it. A little bit of a crazy morning after the election yesterday. I think I got to bed at like 1, and then I was up at like 4. Yeah. Anyway, here we are. We got our first alpha report out this morning. Hopefully, you got the texts and emails. They sent those around like 6:08 a.m. So if you haven't gotten it, hopefully it trickles in for you. Course members, I posted it in Discord in the meantime, just as a cover. But anyway, yeah, let's. I'm just waiting for the system to boot up here, and stay tuned. We'll see how this all goes with the alpha report. If you haven't signed up for that yet, grab it over at meetkevin.com/alpha. It's free. Okay, so obviously, this is going to be a really big market open because we're going to see, is this going to be a sort of a take profit move here, or are we going to push towards higher levels? Well, we'll find out. And so I'm kind of excited to see that. I'm also excited for this crop to start working again. I think I streamed so long yesterday, I broke it all. Somebody's like, wrong mic. Yeah, no duh. I've also got the wrong camera on, dude. I don't have the system up right now. It's not working. I think I broke it after yesterday. Yeah, that's crazy. It's just not populating at all. It's over. So I'll try again here. You get all, let's see here. Ah, ah. Yeah, this is crazy. So I've never had this issue before. Too much live stream. I think everything just broke. Here we go. Allow. Did this a while ago, but anyway. So we'll still cover. Oh, oh, here we go. Hold on. Hey, I got it. I got it. Hold on. Oh, what a difference this is gonna be for you. Hold on. Oh, how nice is that? Oh, how much nicer is that? Come on, baby. Kevin, you need a Mac Mini. Honestly, I think this computer is at the end. It's like as soon as the Mac Minis got announced, this computer just started having problems. I think it's by design. Apple's got to sell more Mac Minis, which honestly they're a great price if you haven't seen them yet. Those if you've got, I mean everybody's got extra monitors. I feel like, but those Mac Minis are a fantastic price. So very, very impressive work by Apple. Honestly, great company. Just great here. Somebody says, Rocket Mortgage about to moon again. I think it depends on what the 10 years. You know, what is really interesting is I did see some of these mortgage companies are actually doing well, or like at least not as bad as you would think. Like Rocket's only down like 1.4%, but Loan Depot, and I have call options on Loan Depot. I was talking to everybody about that in the, in the courses. But this sucker's somehow up 14%. I don't know if it'll hold, but it seems pretty wild with the yield movement. I don't think the yield movement, worth noting, is long term. People with the yield movement are pricing in Trumpflation. I just don't see that happening. I think it's mostly negotiation posturing. Oh, I just got my my alpha report. Wow, it took like 14 minutes for mine to show up. That's crazy. No, more like 16 minutes, honestly. Oh, so I'll have to send those even earlier. Oh, that's kind of cool. That is kind of like I just got my own message. The Alpha Report by Meet Kevin. Hey, here's your first Alpha Report. Morning brief by Meet Kevin, your financial agent. Yes, the formatting sucks and the design is terrible. I'm working on it. Love, Meet Kevin. Yeah, I just literally slapped that formatting for it together, but it is, as promised, one page of Alpha. I talk Fed, Tesla, Palantir, IWM, Enphase, Supermicrocomputer, book valuation, Hood, Coin, Google, Palantir CEO, bonds, tariffs, real estate, some valuations. Anyway, I actually think it's kind of cool. Like if you're just waking up and you're kind of like, oh, I wonder what's going on today or tomorrow or whatever. You get a little one-page sort of briefing or whatever. I literally just took clip art from Google to make the background and I'm like in Pages dragging text over it. We came up with this idea like 48 hours ago, and we're like, you know what would be cool is if we just gave everybody an alpha report during the election. And we're like, okay, how are we gonna do that? We're like, I don't know, let's figure it out. So yeah, that's that in case you're wondering. So, okay, let's actually take a peek here. So, Palantir doing very well here in the pre-market as well, up another 4% after being up 23%. Phenomenal AI company, probably one of the best out there. And I think they're a beneficiary of actually, prices coming down in the AI space. The valuation is nuts, but that's okay. Great company. Enphase, on the other hand, what a death knell, huh? Look at this, down 13%, which is so interesting because, Tesla loses just as many tax credits as Enphase, but the difference is, Tesla's basically, Elon's basically in, well, I should say Trump's probably in Elon's pocket. So the thesis is that he's going to get all the regulatory approval he could possibly ask for. And I think that that makes a lot of folks very excited about longer-term FSD. And I agree with that. I actually think that's correct. Shorter-term valuation might be questionable, but that's okay. 295 is the number you want to watch for on, let's see here. There we go. Okay, here we go. Sorry, the resolution was a little off on the computer. There we go. That's better. That's how we remember it. You actually have to go down on resolution for this computer to give it to y'all nice and large. Everybody likes it large. Q's pretty stable though, 500. You're within about 20, 25-ish basis points of all-time highs. I'm honestly surprised Trump media is not up like a double. I mean, I feel like this is going to be the conduit for the president to now talk to people is through Truth Social, like his own. This is like the first time ever I feel like you've had a president that had their own social media platform. Like, think about that. It's kind of crazy. So, very fascinating. Tomorrow, obviously, we have the Federal Reserve, JPOW. In the Morning Alpha report, I talked a little bit about that. And I see, I see the Fed hopefully ignoring politics here and the potential for Trumpflation. Mostly because I don't actually think you're going to get Trumpflation. Like, even though markets are pricing that today, I think it's a little overblown. But whatever. So a couple more, well, we got about 1 minute here until the opening bell. Google's also doing well right now. You got less fear over Lisa Khan. And I was trying to figure out what I think about SoFi in a financials environment. I think financials have been doing really well since some of our S&P and PMI reports suggesting that financials were actually leading the way. SoFi holds a lot of personal loans on book. And so this always becomes a risk in recession, but that's true for any sort of debt-related company. But, for now, people just love SoFi. And I do think they have great products. Honestly, I mean, they're a company I would want to emulate after. I think real estate companies are also benefiting off this idea of, none of this nationwide rent control or anti-corporate landlord or whatever idea. And so I think it's a huge benefit to HouseHack and probably accelerates our time frame for taking HouseHack public, this sort of Trump sweep. So learn more about HouseHack over at househack.com. But anyway, here we go.
It's bringing things from Mexico to our country, but it's up 10 because it's in the S&P. We can really help people by saying in the S&P, these fly up, but they shouldn't. Not every stock benefits equally.
Yeah, so you're kind of panning here and filtering some of the names that should not.
I think that we need to talk about CBS. I think CBS is a big beneficiary here. David?
Yeah.
Well,
Green, baby, green. All right, let's see. I mean, so far, since August, we have not seen markets take profits. Let's see if anything changes here. This is really exciting to me. I want to see how the market reacts. So far, Google just shot up like another %. A little bit of a red candle there in Tesla. Tesla, you really have to watch the 295 level. 295, I mean, this is a great level where Tesla is right now. I mean, congratulations. If you're exposed to Tesla here. But 295, watch that level for a rejection. That's going to be a hard level, in my opinion. Hard stop, so to speak. Then, let's see, Upstart, Q's. I mean, honestly, the fact that the Qs are holding stable here at 500 is pretty good. Pretty good already. That's bullish. Yeah, here we go. There you go. Come on. Yeah, let's get a real pump here. You're still about 20 basis points away from all-time highs, but so honestly, things are like, yeah, you got a little bit of a sell candle at the open there, but that's to be expected. This is actually pretty good. So wow, Londipo is up 18% apparently. That's crazy. Okay, Trump media actually selling down a bit. You're down to about 24%. A little surprising here. I would have expected a little bit. Actually, I would have expected a lot more of a run on DJT, but I think now people think, all right, perfection is priced in. Oh, there you go, halted. Just halted on DJT. Tesla actually moving back up. Look at that. You got the green candle. Holding on now to these levels here at open. This is good stability. This is actually really stable here at the open. Super microcomputer got a couple green candlesticks at 21% down. I think Bitcoin, I mentioned this morning in the Alpha report, I think Bitcoin's going to watch to see what the indices do. And so if you could get a rally from here, then, you know, then I think Bitcoin can actually do really well. And it says, Cody says, rocket tanking, so not what I think. I mean, I actually think it makes sense that mortgage companies would tank today because, you know, yields are way up. Oh, I wonder what the yield curve is doing. I mean, the 10-year yield's up 17 basis points. It's insane. It's really recessionary. Like, it can induce a recession, but that doesn't make a difference for the next, 2 or 3 months. So as far as yields, though, right now, the 2-year is up 8.2 basis points at 4.28, and then you're at 4.467 minus 4.28. Wow, you're basically as uninverted as you've been at about 19 basis points. So watch that. 19 basis points, that's pretty big. Okay, Enphase losing some of these I mean, this is not, you do not want to lose this 82 level because you really, frankly, you're just going to keep going down. So this is where they went post earnings, by the way. You really got to bounce here. I think the post earnings, yeah, look at this. Post earnings, they were 75.80. It's literally where we are right now, is post earnings level. So it did go up from there, but look at that. It just went straight back down now on fears that, Trump will remove some of these tax credits that we've seen. So let's go ahead and draw that line, 75.80. We'll just make that gray for right now. Let's go with that, and we'll set that at, could be a buying position there, 75.80. Okay, yep, see, look at this. As expected, the Qs are moving up, and as is normal, after the Qs move up, Bitcoin waits for the signal, and then it moves up as well. This has been more normal in the last few weeks, and I talked about that potentially happening in the Alpha report this morning as well, that, Bitcoin was going to watch to see what the Qs end up doing. And given that the Qs are up here, you're almost, I think you just hit all-time highs. Yeah, 502.09. I'm pretty sure that's all-time forever highs. Tesla's rallying on this. Like I said, watch that level, 295. 295. That's the level to watch. So then we've got what else here? Wynn. I'm actually surprised Wynn's down a little bit. Steve Wynn was at the Trump watch party. Enphase right there on the line right now. TLT obviously. This is going to be a horrible day for it. Absolutely terrible. What do you got here? Amazon. Yeah, holding on to $200 here. Not bad. Wow, Intel up 4.5%. Chronic Gaming Clan says the Alpha report is amazing. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, this is really interesting because I thought you would have had some more sort of anti-chips pricing here. So seeing this movement on Intel is somewhat surprising to me. NVIDIA is also up about 2.7% on this and is running. Apple went positive. It was actually negative there for a moment. What does it mean for my SQQQ position if there's going to be a reverse split? Nothing. You're just going to get, divided by 5 shares. So if you have 100 shares now, you'll have 20. Oh, wow. Yelp is doing really well. 5% on Yelp. Robinhood's 8%. What is this here? Russell, Ultra. Taiwan semi down. Yeah, European and Chinese stocks sort of fell on this Trump sweep. U.S. industrials. Okay, it makes sense now. Intel's going up because U.S. industrials are going up. That makes sense. So U.S. industrials going up is sort of a way of saying, hey, we think you're going to prefer U.S. style companies and, whatever. Therefore, all U.S. sort of manufacturers are going to do well. It seems to be at least the thesis here. So, I mean, Caterpillar being up 7%. This would then imply also that, like, a Generac and a John Deere would be doing well. So, let's take a look at that. Generac, see, Generac's up 2.8%. How about Deere? Deere & Co. Deere's up about 1%, so not as much. And Tesla, obviously Tesla, as a U.S. manufacturer, doing very well here. And then, of course, is probably instrumental in helping Donald Trump win. This is pretty big. These are some pretty big movements here. And, yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. What else? Let me see here. This. Okay, that's fine. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's listen in here just for a moment.
There's the personal animus issue. The president's been saying some negative things about them.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah, I would buy that stock.
Trump wrote in his book about the prospect of Zuckerberg going to prison.
Yeah, see that again. We talk about negatives, like when we talked about Supermicro. Sometimes I have to explain this to Dale. Jail, bad.
Suboptimal, as you like to say.
Yeah, jail suboptimal. And when you say someone's going to, you can't just like say, hey, you know what, sorry. So people are going to sell that stock, but
let's jump over to the Doomers. I just need a second here while I listen to something.
From what you're seeing in the Russell, at what point does the retail trader take a cue from the broader markets, or do they want to do something else on their own?
I think, honestly, overnight, it was really just based on the election, like extremely election, Trump, Elon-oriented. I think what comes beyond that will end up being a little bit differentiated. I don't know about, historically, if you look at like our Robinhood Investor Index, you haven't actually seen banks be a prominent piece of it, ever.
If you Google JP Morgan, people ask the difference between Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan still. Not joking. It's one of the top things that come up.
Yeah, but nobody who's involved heavily in trading, right? I mean,
well, the retail trader, how much do they understand the bank's trade?
If you digest financial news, then you aren't Googling that.
Yeah, you're not. But if you're trading and just getting involved in the market for the first time, I think you have to ask the question.
I think they're investing in what they know and what they
know why these news outlets are being so boring. Like, who cares about this? Oh, people are Googling Morgan Stanley. Whatever. DJT is still suspended, and they're on commercial. Gosh, the legacy media is just doing nothing today. Okay, yeah, actually falling on DJT. This is another trading halt that you've had here. So let me see here. NYC halt. I do wonder, and we have not seen this happen yet. We have not seen profit taking really become ubiquitous in this market yet. So far it's just been higher after higher after higher. And this is obviously in part based on the assumption that there will not be a recession, which is fine. A lot of people have the belief that there won't be a recession. This is necessarily when I agree with that. But let's take a peek at this. I mean, this is now 2 halts in a row here. Once just 1 minute and 41 seconds after the bell, and now again here at 9:38 Eastern time. So we'll be open at 9:43 again, and we'll see what happens here. As far as the Qs, there's your rally on the Qs. Now, my suspicion was that if the Qs and the indices move up, Bitcoin would move up. So it started the opening at about 74. It should be closer to 75. It's at 74.5. It actually ran up to about 75, and just in the last minute, it took down another 300 bucks. Interesting. Okay. Google here, nice 3% move. People cannot wait in the business world to get rid of Khan. Khan's days are numbered. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna go and put the just in case for some reason you haven't gotten your Alpha Report email or text. I don't know how fast that's all gonna send at this point, so we still have to kind of learn all that. I'm gonna put it on eHack in just a second here, just in case your Alpha. Let's see here, Alpha Report. Okay. Just in case your 6:15 a.m. email text was delayed, here you go for today. Boom. All right. Yeah, I mean, Google's really happy here. Google's up, what do we got? Okay, you got about 1 minute to go for DJT to unlock, but Google now up about 3%. I mean, people were really worried that there was going to be a breakup of Google under Khan, and, you know, a lot of this is just over now under a Trump sweep. Tesla capping out, actually, look at that. It's getting rejected at the 290 level. I do not have a line there, so it could be a psychological barrier, and this is not good for Enphase. Supermicro, the closer it gets to $10, the more interested I am in it. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. Okay, let's watch DJT unlock here. 5% on Palantir. Very impressive. All right, ready? This is going to unlock in about 40 seconds. And so we'll see what happens here. It's still suspended right now. Let's see if it can finally get a bid. Okay. All right, and it should be about 20 seconds away now. I'm kind of curious to see that first candle. Somebody says, look at move to Canada on Google Trends. There it is. And 13, 14%, 15%, 15, 16%. Yeah, you're getting some bids here. Yeah, move to Canada spiking. And now those bids went away again. Look at this. Move to Canada. This is the same thing they said in 2016. It's kind of hilarious. Okay. This might end up getting halted again. So... Tesla's capping out a little bit. Palantir kind of just keeps trending up. The Qs have topped now. Qs topping, BTC following it. Uh-oh. This is going to be the start of profit taking. This is the top. Probably not. It has not been the top. There has not been a top that has been, you know, profit took, so to speak. You just keep getting tops, which suggests continued buying, right? So, all right. FICO's up as well. Look at that, the airlines. Oh yeah, of course. I actually said this yesterday. I think it was either in the open live stream or in the course member live stream. I'm like, if Trump wins, it's going to be good for JetBlue and Spirit because they might actually be able to merge and Spirit might not go bankrupt. Now, I mean, again, like, everything could still be a poopy doopies in a recession, but Oh, Celsius had earnings this morning too. I did not look at those yet, but I already know Celsius has been losing their PP. PP has been shrinking. I don't actually think there are a lot of companies with pricing power right now. It's kind of unfortunate. So let's see here. Celsius at a fair valuation, right? It's both pricing power and valuation. Celsius earnings. Okay, let's see what we got here. So Celsius earnings. Let's see here. Q3 rev slightly low. It came in at 247.1 divided by 250.4. Came in about slightly lower, 1.3% miss at 247.1 mil. And it doesn't look like they gave guide. And they basically made $0. EPS. They literally said EPS 0. I don't think I've seen that before. Like, usually you see, like, a positive or negative or something like that. So, very interesting. Okay. Enphase getting hammered very hard. Yeah, let's see here. Let's look at... It's possible that this could be the peak, like, paying for bonds. Because now you have fully priced in Trump, right? So let me see here. So if you go to Tizzles, TLT, for example, on the 20-year, I mean, this is just a disaster on the week. This was when Bill Ackman was like, oh, we're going to 5%. And this right here was second wave of inflation. I mean, you're literally at, like, second wave of inflation levels, and you're trending towards Bill Ackman levels. I don't want to say it is a bottom, because I feel like every time I do, it just goes lower. So it's not a bottom. It's going to keep selling. But, you know, if you really think if markets think Trump's going to cause inflation, then you probably price as much of that as possible in now. And I don't actually think he's going to cause inflation. I think we're going to see deflation, you know, no matter what happens with you know, the government. And so now that Trump is in, this could be the marker that says, boom, this is your worst moment for bonds, which bonds are just so unattractive and unsexy. Nobody likes buying them, and I get that. Except for house hack bonds. People like buying the house hack bonds. And I know there have been a lot of people that are like, I'll invest in house hack if Donald Trump is elected, because they were worried about what Harris meant for real estate companies. Well, here you go. So you could learn about our offering over at househack.com and read the PPM there. But it's a 5% yield plus all the upside in the stock if we go public, and the valuation's higher, which obviously I suspect it would be, but no guarantees. So read all that stuff over there at househack.com. This video can't be a solicitation. But anyway, it's very interesting because, you know, this, like, literally... I don't know that you could have more bad. I mean, I guess if you had actually high inflation coming in, that would be more bad. But I don't know. Right now, it does look like you had a little bit. Look at that. You kind of just went back to where we were at the morning or at the open for the Qs. So that's a little interesting. DJT sussed again. And Bitcoin. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, Bitcoin's just sort of following the cues right now. Bitcoin used to lead the indices. It doesn't anymore. Now when the indices go down, the, you know, Bitcoin follows it. So this is interesting, though. So 12% on Tesla. I do wonder if there's some diversifying happening where people are like, I'm going to take a little bit of profits. I'm going to diversify into something else. Bonds, private offerings, real estate, whatever. So I don't know that, you know, this is definitely like the start of a larger downtrend. I think it would be very normal to see some profit take here. But we have not seen consistent profit taking to where the market's falling since August. And I think that was more panic because of Japan, which was obviously a big nothing burger. Leveraged MicroStrategy up 20%. Oh my gosh. Whoa, look at DR Horton down 7%. That's actually surprising to me. Maybe that's because people were pricing in, oh, we're going to get these homebuyer tax credits and they're going to help home builders. That'd be my only explanation on that one. I actually think it's, real estate positive. Wow. Yep. Coinbase. Look at that. 218 level. Next stop's really 244, although it got rejected earlier than that. So, all right, folks. I got to go to head on over to the Course Member Live. If you want that alpha report, right now I gave you a free sample. I just want to be clear. I get it. Okay, the formatting is absolute trash, and I did my best. I didn't have any formatting to go off of, so hopefully it just gets better from here. But you get a text. This is what it is this morning. So it's text, but I think it's actually really good quality info. And you get this every day before the market opens. It's free right now, and I have no plans to change that at this point. But go to meetkevin.com/alpha, and you could get it. And we'll work on cleaning it up a little bit. But anyway, for now, I just threw it on eHack just so you have it accessible in case you're not signed up, and you can kind of sort of call it a free sample. And honestly, I would keep streaming, but I feel like such absolute trash right now that I'm either gonna vomit or I just need to go to the bathroom for something else. Bye.